Welcome back to Veteran Revivals. I'm Art, your veteran idiot. This is Earl, and it is down to crunch time. By the time you guys are seeing this video, it's 2 days before we run to the Pines, and we have a lot of stuff to do that has to be done today. Man, this list, I wanted to make it shorter, but these are things that I've really got to get done, and I don't know that I can skim on any of this stuff. So we got seat belts from LMC that we're going to throw in there. Those are a must. A while back, did a video with the 0 to 60, and the seatbelt wasn't so tight for my wife, and she was a little freaked out. I'm sure you guys have seen that one. If you haven't, go back a couple videos. Got a new radiator. If you didn't watch the last episode, this radiator had some issues, and on the trip to Tucson I kept smelling fluid and wasn't sure exactly what it was. I keep smelling coolant, but I can't see where it's dripping. I think maybe just a little drip underneath this guy here. Maybe we'll hit it with a little wrench, but everything else is great. Got it figured out, and I'll show you what that is as soon as we get this radiator out. But they sent us a new radiator, cold case. You are the man or woman or whomever sent this. We got it here in a couple days to help us out, get us back on the road, ready for this run to the Pines and hot rod power tour. Got to do the diff oil on the back. Picked up some Royal Purple. It was on sale. Do the front brakes. I got a hard pull in the right front when you mash on the brakes, and these are drums, so we're replacing both wheel cylinders, and hopefully that'll get rid of it. One's probably just weaker than the other. The 12-volt outlet inside the truck died on our trip to Tucson. I don't know what that's all about. Hopefully it's just a matter of a plug that fell off. The fuel tank, the sending unit gasket leaks a little bit, and it stinks like fuel in there. Smells like just, it's enough to make you fall asleep while driving down the road. Also, the isolator between the tank and the cab has fallen out or disappeared or whatever, but when the tank swells from pressure, it sits there and squeaks on the cab, so we're going to pull that out, throw in an insulator, slam it back up. And then I need to shim the axle with 1-degree shims. It's still got a driveline vibration. It's not as bad as before, but it's still kind of there, and I'm worried about a 6-hour drive out, and then all the road trip around, and blowing a drive shaft out the side of the truck from vibration, losing the U-joint. So, and I want to blow out the tail shaft on the transmission, or the pinion seal or bearings, or any of that stuff connected to that vibrating nonsense underneath. So we need to change that out. Throttle cable, the first like 5% of the throttle, it hangs just a little bit, and you give it a bunch of pressure, and then it pops through, and then you mat it, and it floors or spins the tires in the back. So we're going to fix the throttle cable. It's just a cheap little Mr. Gasket cable. We'll figure that one out. And the window channels, we're going to grease those because the windows are really hard to roll up and down. And driver's door is really hard to close and open, so we need to try and adjust it up a little bit. And need some cup holders for sure. The bed bolts, when we fixed all the planks on the bed and treated them and sanded them and everything else, I noticed the bolts were missing or loose. Yeah, I forgot to fix those, so we're going to do those today. Put a seat cover on. I've got a Mexican blanket around here somewhere that I'm going to rig onto the seat. That way we're not sweating with the vinyl and everything else like that. Find a shifter boot so there's not air blowing up through there. We'll figure that one out too. It might just be a matter of getting a rag, cutting a hole in it, slapping it over the top. And also I need to throw in some brighter bulbs in the taillights. The LED bulbs that I got for it, just not bright enough. You have to get the super brights, which also say off-road only, which I think is total nonsense because the other ones you can barely even see during the daylight. So we're throwing the super brights in, and that's it for today. Holy crap, we've got a lot to do, and this place is an absolute disaster. So we need to go ahead and get started and start ripping all this stuff out and get it fixed. I can't wait any longer. Has to be done today. Wish me luck. Also, 3/4 sleeve, OG Veteran Revivals with the 6 in the back from Veteran Idiot on the website. Check it out. If you come up with any other designs that you'd like to see in a 3/4 sleeve, let me know and I'll put it on there as well. I'm going to start cleaning. Hit the intro. Try and knock this radiator out first. That way, if I need to move it, turn around the truck or anything else like that, we'll be set. I already unbolted most of it so I could get pictures of it and send it out to cold case. So we need to pop this thing out. First I gotta drain it. There's about 750 gallons in here. That was bright. See if I can hit my head on this 3,000 times. Alrighty then. Huh. Oh yeah, this petcock seems to be the same flow as the Mustang, which is none. There it goes. Whoa, too much, too much. Turn it down. Now we're flowing. So I don't really like this cap that came with cold case. I think it's overpressuring. That was number one. You're making a mess, bro. There we go. Holy diver, don't do long on a minute. I really got to get some different songs stuck in my head. These same songs have been stuck in my head for years. And anybody that's worked with me can vouch for that. Years. They're tired of it. I'm tired of it. Need new songs. Stuck in my head. That all looks good. Alright. Can't pull the bottom one just yet. Man, we are still leaking all over the place. Come on. Chill out. There we go. Give me a break. Alright, let this drain for a moment, and then we'll get back to tearing it out. Alright, we are all drained, ready to come out. We'll do this without cutting the cores on the radiator. Maybe we can get this radiator re-welded or something. Try and save it, maybe. Woo! How sliced and diced. Come on, get out of there. All right. All right. Need to transfer some of these fittings over, and then we will get this thing back in, or the new one in. Let me show you actually what we got going on with this radiator. So this guy here is leaking across the top here and over here. It's all kind of dry now, you can't really see it, but you can see where it was settling and running off down in the bottom. It may have been leaking down here at the bottom as well, but it was just dripping and pooling out the bottom of the radiator. Not like a crazy amount, but enough to where I could smell it, and it was an issue. I kept having to replace fluid and such, so as you can see it's more wet up here and over there. And then of course, what's across the bottom here. Not good. But Cold Case came through, backed up their product, sent me out a new one within a couple days, so there's no complaining there. Everybody has their failures every once in a while. And I have heard nothing good about this company, so we will consider this an anomaly. An anomaly. Anomaly. There, we got it that time. Alright, so fast forward, I've got blue sealant every freaking where, which seems to be the pattern anytime you mess with that liquid pipe sealer. But got the new fittings for the transmission spun in, and then drilled out the holes for the mounts, because they're, even though this is made for 66, it doesn't really sit down in there. It might be like a heritage thing. Maybe it's for like the 67 to 72 body style, but they call it with the 66. Either way, had to do extra holes to get it to fit on the front. So that's what I did with the other radiator. I did this one too. And then fogged down the back in black because polished showing through the front. It's just not vintage, bro. It's not vintage. Although when the intercooler is on there, whoa, hold on, simmer down. All right, let's see if we can do this without scratching the ever-living bejesus out of this thing. It's not altogether easy to put in with the fan and the light that just landed in the coolant. That was 2, by the way. That was 2. See if that doesn't burn itself out with the coolant. All right, back to what we were doing. that side set in there. There we go. We'll peel all this tape off in a second. I just didn't want to scratch it, you know. Put a lot of time into this paint, about 35 seconds. Time is money. Yeet! Oh yeah, looking Rexy. Can't believe I dropped that light in the coolant. Idiot. Yeah. Oh, that looks great. Looks fantastic. All right, so we're gonna fit the hoses on and all that business because it has to fit in there. These fan blades are trimmed at an angle to miss the upper radiator hose and to get it as close as possible to the extra radiator. Plus, it's got to dodge the transmission lines out the bottom. It's just, there's an art to it. So let's just throw the hoses on. Yeet! Man, I got that blue sealant literally everywhere. Is this light gonna make it? Oh, nice and doused in coolant. It's like draining out of the light. That's good. That's good. That's good. As long as it's coming out, we're good. And that battery doesn't go woof. It's a shame when all the screwdrivers in the entire shop have been used for pry bars and they all have this little at the end. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Shoot and do. Ah. See right there, collision. We gotta bring this up just a hair. Let's throw the other bolts in first before we get too crazy with it. With the cheese whiz. Where are my other bolts? I almost knocked it down for a third time. Ooh, no more collision. Piers will be good right there. Let's tighten it down. Looks like we're gonna clear coolant lines too. Or I'm sorry, ATF. Okay, let's tighten this beautiful piece of equipment down. Yeah, radiators, you just end up cutting the bejesus out of yourself everywhere. It's just all sharp corners, all of it. Hope the rest of this goes faster because we are moving slow right now. This is gonna take some time. There we go. Now we are completely floating, clear of everything. I got a new cap for it. I'm not sure what PSI these are, but like I said, I'm not too sold on them. I think might be overpressuring. Save those and grab my hose, and then we'll start filling this up. Actually, I'm gonna hook up these transmission lines first. Scoop, scoop a doop. See if I can do this without it sploopity doop. Out the side, off the top, around the bottom, over the heads, you know, everywhere. Woo! Big old bubbles. Simmer down now. God dang. God dang. I don't know where my lid went. Splashing everywhere. It's gonna be hard to find a leak. And it's burping all over the place. Add a little more. Jesus. Simmer down. Oh Lord. No leaks yet. I think I'm gonna have to pull this latch out again and shave some more of the lever. It looks like it's touching. If it isn't, it is. Right there. Maybe it's not. It's not leaving any witness marks. Just real close. Almost did it for number 4. Or is that 3? I think it's 3. I try not to throw the last of it that's in the bucket in there. There's a lot of sediment and everything else that collects. So I'm gonna grab another bottle. We'll continue with this adventure. Ooh, she purty. Might have to pick up some distilled water to finish this guy off. I don't think I have any sitting around here. All right, filled up. No leaks thus far. So we can cross off the radiator and we'll fire it up in a minute. What can we do while this is fired up? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So might as well just fire it up and let it warm up and see how it goes. You open up the garage, fumigate, fire in the hole. Got good clearance around the fan, all that business. Already moving some air. Fuel pressure is still set good, 56 pounds. Check the ATF. Oh, she's good. Nice and clean too. I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but I love me a C6. C6 transmission, chef's kiss, I'm telling you. No leaks from the transmission cooler lines. Looks good, looks good. Well, while we're waiting for this, let me show you what's going on with this throttle body and this throttle linkage. So what's happening for me is as I'm getting into the throttle, that first like 1/4 inch push or 1/2 inch of the push through the throttle, it hangs just a little bit, and then once it gets past it, it floors it and like spins out the tires. It's really annoying. Everybody thinks you're trying to race them, even when I am. But that's not the point. This is what I think is the issue. Right here, where this cheap Mr. Gasly throttle cable comes in, it's split down here on the bottom. And so I think this angle, that angle there is causing it to hang as I'm trying to draw it back. So we really need to get this throttle cable back over here. And that would do us some favors. We just throw a zip tie on it for now and see how it acts. We'll figure out a more permanent fix as time goes on. We'll call that good. See how it does. I think that is fixed, and I also gave it just a little 1/4 turn on the idle screw because it was showing the TPS wasn't reading at all. You needed, I think, 2% or under 1% or something like that, and then the idle air control. I got to read the book again. I could be misreading everything, but anyways, it was idling a little bit too low before, so gave it a 1/4 turn. That should be good now. We're just waiting for it to warm up. It's starting to expand. That's a good sign because now it's going to spill all over the floor. So we can mark that off the list too. Throttle cable, done. And this thing is taking forever to warm up. Alright, throttle cable, done. I think the diff oil and the front brakes are going to be the longest out of the rest of them. Maybe the fuel tank too. I don't even know how long we've been working on this so far. About 2 hours for this radiator. So we're going to run out of time quick. Those injectors on this Sniper 2 are noisy, but they're 100-pound injectors, so they're allowed to be a little noisy. We are warm and open. Let's go ahead and shut it off. Call her a day. Woo! Hoses. Double check we ain't got no leaks. Dry and dry. That's a win. That is a win. We're done with that. We're gonna let this settle. Maybe it'll suck down some of it when it cools down. I'll put my overflow hose on and my overflow bottle. We're gonna move on to something real quick. As a win, get some motivation. So we're gonna change out these taillights real quick. This for sure is gonna get us rear-ended if I don't change these. There's no doubt in my mind. Come on. Oh, there's another one. Okay, little fella. Those are just standard, and these are super bright red. So let's toss these bad dogs in. Hit them lights. Ooh, girl. See how these super brights work stepping on the brakes. They super bright? I can't tell from here. I'll take your word for it. Hopefully this saves us from getting rear-ended. That would not be cool, bro. And next. Taillights. Done. Moving on. Alright, so a couple things we gotta do in here. We gotta grease these tracks. We gotta put in seat belts. We gotta fix the leak in the fuel cell, and then move the fuel cell out and put some isolators in the back of it. Then we also got to do cup holders because this thing just slides all over the place, ends up underneath you. And I got to fix this 12-volt outlet. So let's turn the light on. Yep, that did it. Now let me go get the other light. All right, first thing we got to do is get this seat forward so we can mess with all this stuff. Oh yeah, now we're in wifey position. Put my little back booster out. All these seatbelts are going away, getting replaced. And I'll show you the new set here in a little bit. So we're leaking up here. As you can see, the witness marks of all the fuel and stuff like that sitting. So it's leaking from one of these screws or the gasket itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out, get some of that Monster Blue or whatever pipe sealant that I got all over myself earlier, and we're going to put that on there, and that should help seal that up because it is fuel resistant. So we have isolator here, no there isolator over there, but I think once the tank swells, the tank is rubbing. Oh, it might be here on the seat or on the back. So we'll take a look at it. We'll pull all this stuff out and see what we got. So in order to get these seat belts in, that's going to be the trick. We got to figure out how to do that. It says it's made for this truck. That's what it says. But we'll take a look. First, we got to get this out. Still a lot of pressure in there. All right. All right. How much of this do I want to mess with? Try and guess this every time and fail miserably. You can see all the way across here where the fuel is run down and down the back over here. So need this taken care of for sure. I don't think it's coming up through the center of this sending unit, but I could be wrong. The gasket looks good. I wonder, maybe it's the screws. Because if it was leaking past the gasket, it wouldn't be coming out the top. Let me clean this all off. So all that looks good. I think we are looking at it leaking out this back screw on this side. So we are going to go ahead and seal it with the Blue Monster. Like I said, this stuff gets every freaking where, so use it wisely. Should cut down on some of the fumes, hopefully. Alright, let's throw some on the threads of this stuff. If I can do it without getting it all over myself, which I already did. Man, this stuff is terrible. Terrible, Charles Barkley. Terrible. If it's still leaking after this, we know it's coming up to the center there. Alright. Didn't manage to keep it all off of me, but did manage to do a pretty good job of not getting it all over the truck. Alright, let's take a look at these seat belts. What we need to do with that business. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is drill a hole right here for the bracket, the L bracket. It'll go on here, sit on that, and so the seatbelt can rest there and over. I have to get it as high up on this side as possible without hitting the return lines on the fuel. But I think we should be good from underneath. They both bow out to the right. So we'll go ahead and drill that dog. Snoop Doggy Dog. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm sorry, little truck. I gotta do it. Forgive me. And these will go underneath. Alright, let's see how that looks. That thing's gonna goose me right in the tailbone one day. I know it for sure. Oh, girl. Oh, yeah. Let's see how it does. Oh, yeah. Take it. I'll take it. 2 of them. All right, let's put the other one in and check off that box. Seat belts installed. Oh yeah. We're practically in the 21st century now. So next will be Bluetooth seat belts. It's more like a force field. Okay, let's see if we can figure out this 12 volt while we're underneath this dash here. And then we can figure out what's going on with this window, as it sounds like Everything's just flopping around in there. Maybe we'll tighten some stuff up. Hopefully it's not broken. Okay, what's going on with this 12 volt? Please just be something unplugged. Find a good ground. There's a good ground. Is there a good ground? Let's see if this grounded. Okay. Oh no, it's got power. Why isn't it charging then? Maybe this cord is dead? No. No, it works. What in the ever-loving... Alright, so we'll check that off. I fixed it. I don't know if you guys have ever had these. This is not a paid advertisement for them. If you like pickles, these things are legit. So, we're whittling away at our list. While we're still in the cab, we're going to go ahead and take care of the window channels and the cup holders. And then I need to wash our Mexican blanket for the seat cover. So maybe I'll do that another day whenever I get a second. It's kind of like last thing on the list. And then the front brakes and diff oil will be our next biggest challenge. Front brakes ought to be not too bad. I've already pre-soaked the fitting. We're just changing out the wheel cylinders on both sides and slapping the regular drum pads back in, everything the same as it was. And then the diff oil is just to pop the cover, check out the gears, drain the oil, and then put in some new oil. Getting there. Still got a better part of the day to go. We'll get there. Just got goosed for the first time by the new seatbelt. Yeah, it's real nice. Feels real good. Alright, so I need to work this cup holder. In order to do that, I gotta put it in wifey mode. And then let's drive. It's got little legs. Well, as long as you can get into drive, that's a win. Now the cup holder situation, that's gonna be tricky. Let's see what we got. So I've got these cup holders. It's actually liners from the Expedition that I took out. You can shave the bottom of them and screw them to the floor like so, like that. Presto, cup holder rows, and they look relatively vintage, kind of. We'll take it. I'm gonna do that. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm doing it right now. Just like that. Bam. Cup holders installed right after this. Perfect. Those will do. Perfect. I love it. Dang it! That's okay. It'll fit everything else. Alright, onto these window channels. Hopefully this is a simple fix. There's a lot of stuff rattling around in there. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? What is all of that? Oh my god, it's like mud and stuff. Alright, so the gasket is just gone, and so the window is flopping around in the channel. That's what we're hearing. Okay, let's grease it up. Alright, whoa! What happened here? Oh well. Really? It's only got that one channel? Interesting. That's really it? Just the one? I have to grease the rest of this by hand. See what that gets us. Looks pretty good. Vacuum out the rest of this crap down in here. I don't know what all this stuff is. Gross. Alright, back together. Alright. Yeah. Other door. Not gonna do the shifter boot, just not enough time to be able to get to that. Not gonna do the driver's door either. It closes and opens, it's just kind of a pain. We are down the final stretch here. All right, let's pop open these brakes before I forget. Bam, so pretty. Nice.
Nice.
I got 5 on it. Ugh. Ugh. I've already gone through and packed these bearings, so these hubs should be good. We'll just double check. I know a couple of the steering linkages are a little bit loose. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, just a little play on the steering. Oh, that hub is loose. We'll go through and pack them again. Get her done. That might be the kingpin, actually. I can't tell because I'm over here and it's over there. Now we'll get a better feel if it's a kingpin or not. Okay, it's kingpin. That's good. I forgot the hub has to come off with these to get to the drum. Classics. Why? Guantanamera. Gross. At least with these, I can adjust the drum from the backside, and I don't need to pull the drum off to adjust it like in the C10, which was a pain. Ew. It's not what I wanted to do. Not at all. All right. Still got a lot of pad left. Seal is meh, but it's holding in there. This wheel cylinder evicted. All right, I'm gonna take all this crap off on the outside. Probably fight tooth and nail to do so, but we'll get there. You ever do something that was so dirty that you don't dare touch anything else after that? Brake cylinder is in, wheel cylinder is in, brake pads are back on. It's just bleeding right now, gravity bleeding, as they say, but I can't touch anything. So I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick, and then we'll pack the bearings and throw the drum on and see if it's done bleeding by that. It actually went really well. This truck is just in such great condition everywhere that everything comes off easy, everything goes on easy, and I'm very thankful for that.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Whew. Front brakes. Done. That leaves the diff oil change, the bed bolts and seat cover, and shim the axle. Yeah, that's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. 4 more things. It's about 3 o'clock. I'm definitely feeling it. At least it's not hot out, it's nice out. So, all right, let's climb underneath it, knock out the bed bolts, the shim, and the diff oil. Joke's on me. I said it was nice and cool. Well, that's still loose. And now I'm laying in the sun. It's nice. It's real nice. Okay, let's go. Oh, one thing I just realized. I didn't grab any sealant RTV or brake clean. Brake clean's not totally necessary. It's nice. Oh yeah. Doesn't look too bad. If I say so myself. I have seen much worse oil come out of things. So, doesn't look too bad. The RTV is a necessity because these gasket seals that come with the kits, they're good temporarily, and that's about all they're good for. Okay, all right. As far as what I can see so far on the pattern, it looks good. It's gonna be hard for y'all to tell, but it looks pretty good. It may be just a little deep, but it looks good. Right dead center in the middle of the heel, and the coast side also looks really good. That's a win. Let's find some RTV somewhere and throw that royal purple in here and call it a dizzy for Rizzo. Boy. Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone, and another one's gone, and I just burned the crap out of my ear. Ew. This is always interesting doing this on your back. Come on. Got the Mega Black RTV. I don't know what makes it mega. It is black, but again, I don't know what makes it mega. Now make sure you always clean the RTV off of the end of these bolts so they can seat down. Otherwise, there's a good chance that they will get to a point where they compress the RTV so tight that it becomes like concrete and the bolt won't go any deeper. And then you get a false tight, bolt's not sunk all the way down, and it pukes all over your driveway that you just paid $60,000 for. I have a gravel driveway, so it wasn't me, but I'm being you saying that that would suck. Nearly every single one of these bolts has a piece of RTV on it thus far. When you're squirting RTV around the diff cover, you're adding to whatever was already in there. Pretty soon, you run out of space. Come here. And you don't have to go crazy with these. You may warp the diff cover. Then you're up Schlitz Creek. That's it. Let's fill her up. Nailed it. My light is not working. After I dropped it in that coolant. Sweet. Let's see if this one charged at all. While we're waiting for that RTV to set, let's chase down these bolts. Alright. Well, the one that I was worried about fell out, so I'm going to need to go find a new one for that. The rest of them all look pretty good, so we'll leave them alone. But we can go ahead and shim this axle while we're waiting. It just needs like another degree. Like the transmission is pointing straight out, drive shaft, drive line. It's like a degree difference between the two, so it just needs just a touch more. And so we'll loosen it up, throw in a washer in the front side to pitch the pinion down, clamp it down nice and tight, and then we'll go for a test drive, not the freeway. Don't get on the freeway with just a washer in there. Go for a test drive, see if the driveline vibration has gone away. If it has gone away, we'll measure that degree, how much pitch it gave, and then we'll find some wedges or shims that match that, and we'll throw them in there. And yeah, that's how it's done. I'm sure there are better ways of doing it, but this is just as goodish way of doing it. Just watch what I do, don't do what I do. That's the best disclaimer I got for you. Ugh. So, good news and bad news. I got pretty much everything I wanted to get done today, except for covering the seat. So, I went to do the shims for the axle and found that the pinion nut had backed off. So I had put the new pinion nut on there from the kit, but it was cheap Motive kit. So I put the factory pinion nut back on, and I didn't like the way that it felt for the backlash. Felt like it had a ton of backlash in the rear end. So I opened it back up to recheck the backlash, and it had like 22 thousandths backlash. And so by tightening back up, it had somehow cinched up a little bit more on the race and maybe pulled it in closer. Maybe it was a false type when I first put it together. Anyways, so I went to get up from underneath the truck to start getting everything else ready to pull that differential, and pulled myself up and felt a tear and a pop in my left shoulder. So I have torn something in my left shoulder, and anytime I lower my arm past my chest, it feels like it's kind of sliding out of socket. So fantastic, feels fantastic. And I had to proceed to pull the differential and reset the backlash and put new shims in and everything with one hand, and my left arm kind of over my head to support. So that was real fun. Got it done. Real proud of that. Just learned that I can possibly survive with one arm should I need to, with little difficulty in some sense, I guess. I don't know. I was proud of myself. Just leave me alone. Anyways, that is going to definitely inhibit some things for a while till I get this figured out. But I'm going to try and power through it and get as much as done as I can, because I got a busy schedule. Luckily for the next 2 weeks or so, we'll be out touring with the Run to the Pines and a hot rod power tour, and that will be good. There she is in all her glory, put back together. In the morning, I'm going to try and cover the seat and then take it for a test drive and make sure everything is squared away after resetting the diff and putting the new radiator in and all that business. So I will see you in the morning, and hopefully there's not a whole lot wrong with my shoulder, because I need it, kind of like my shoulders. I need both of them to do lots of things and stuff, mainly just push-ups. I hate push-ups. Anyways, I'll see you in the morning. I'm not cleaning any of this up right now. Good morning. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I can actually hold a can in my hand. Got to kind of keep my arm in this position here, which is kind of going to hinder what we're doing, trying to get this seat cover on. Mostly because I'm rocking gym shorts, because that's all I could get on this morning. But it feels a lot better this morning, and I think as long as I don't really mess with it, it should be all right till I can get it looked at. But I am really proud of how far we got on this thing. I always thought this truck was like super solid, and I still do, but changing out the brakes, fixing the fuel tank, hitting all these things that I've really kind of been putting off has really put this truck like over the edge. This thing is going to be super reliable, and I'm super proud of it. Fixed the throttle cable and all that stuff, tinkered around again with it this morning to get it really dialed in. I was only getting about 87% throttle, so now we're at 96%. and it's touching the floor, so that's good for me. All right, let's see if we can get this seat cover in, and that way I can nurse my muffin on the couch for the rest of the day, because that's what I need. I need muffin nursing. Muffins sound good right now, actually. Kobe. All right, so here's our blanket. I grabbed some bungee cords. I feel kind of like a mutant T-Rex. I'm like, just one arm. Anyways, so I want to try and stretch this over, maybe loop it through the center here with the bungee cord, like pulled through it, and then hook it on the front. That's my ambition. Whether or not we can actually pull that off, totally different story. Let's see, let's see what we got here. Sorry, there might be a lot of moaning throughout this, and if that bothers you, well, get lost. No, I appreciate you sticking around. Oh, all right, so that's over the top. Will it make it down? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This might not work. Well, let's give it the old college try. Anywho's, maybe we can stretch it. This is my back support pillow. Don't you judge me. Springs on this side are broke. Keeps the lumbar. Shoop-a-doop. Shoop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh, mother of Jehovah. Let's just get it wrapped around the front first and see if we can get something on the side maybe later. All right. Okay, this might actually work. We might be good. It may work. We can get the middle and that side in. In the middle of the night, I go walking in the street. In the middle of the, I go walking in the middle of the, I go walking in the. I really know no words to any of these songs that I'm singing to you. I mostly just make it up, and if they're right, then it's by pure happenstance, not because I actually know. Where'd you go, little fella? Oh. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this tucked in and moved around. It'll be a lot easier with another functional arm instead of a little T-Rex arm. But maybe we'll call the wifey out here to help out. I think we got it. Minimal pain, lots of pain, but we think we got it. She ain't perfect, but it'll do. And I think it'll hold up pretty well for the trip. Time will tell. Now, I just need to clear all of this stuff off the back of the truck and move that stuff out of the way so we can take it for a test drive and see exactly how well we did. All right, let me try and handicap this stuff off the truck. It is a beautiful thing when everything works out for you. I gotta adjust the brakes a little bit. They're a little squishy. I didn't like bleed them with another person. They just gravity bled. So there's probably a couple more air bubbles on the top need taken out. But the throttle response is wicked. This truck wants to do bad girl things within the first 10% of the throttle. So it wants to get wild. It drives great. Feels great. Driveline vibration is gone. It may have just been that pinion not backing off and all the play in there. Glad I went back through and rebuilt the rear end and re-shimmed it and everything else like that. So it makes me feel a lot better about the trip. And I don't smell gas in here. I filled it up. The seat feels great. I'm not sweating my nethers off, so everything's good. why we do test drives. There's coolant everywhere. See what happens when you fix one thing? You get a new, weaker link. Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. So when I first did this swap, sorry about the wind. When I first did this swap, I left the radiator hoses from the motorhome in there and was told by a couple people, oh, you should change those out. And I was like, oh no, they're fine, they're good. I thought 30-year-old hoses or almost 40-year-old hoses would be all right. That is clearly not the case, and I should have listened. Remember that, kids. All right, swapped out a new hose, got something that was similar, cut it up to fit. We're good to go now. My pile of trash and distilled water and coolant, we're holding pressure. I'm gonna get back on the road and try and get home so I can really look through it, make sure everything is good to go. And it's hot, that too. Oh, we finally made it home from our test drive. That is definitely why we do test drives. That would have sucked if it would have happened out on the interstate. 4 hours from LA and a couple hours from Phoenix. But radiator hose is replaced. We're all fixed. Good to go. It is swollen. I don't like this cap. I think it needs something else. Maybe like a expansion tank or something like that, where it has a free flow cap into an expansion tank. Because this thing builds some pressure. That says 13 pound, but I don't believe it for a second. That hose down there looks fat, like it wants to just explode again. But that's it. We fixed everything that we wanted to fix. A couple of things like the door, didn't mess with it. I still got to replace a bolt in the bed. We're going to leave that alone. Not even going to mess with it. And everything else good to go. This thing drives like a dream on the freeway, and we're ready for Run to the Pines. Run to the Pines is up in Pine Top. If you're in the area, I'll see you up there. 27th through the 29th. 27th really kind of the check-in. I think there's the parade and stuff like that. I got to double check through the things. So next week, and I can't really remember which day it is, but the car show is on Saturday for sure, and then Friday I do believe is the drive from Sholo to Pine Top with all 500 some odd cars, which should be really cool. If you're in the area, you should check it out. September 27th through the 29th, we'll be up there for show. We will definitely be up there. Now, come on. It's locked now. It's only one thing left to do with this truck, and I can't do it because I need 2 hands to line it up. So I'll get the wifey to help me. But as for you guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all you. Make sure you check out the merchandise online and like, comment, subscribe, share, buy, sell, live a good life. Thanks for watching, and as always, have fun.